Mutthead.com. What's going on? My name is Zan. If you guys don't remember, I used to run a series here on the front page of Mutthead a couple years ago known as Zan's Corner. Well, we're going to go ahead and bring that back here in Madden 20. We're going to be posting on the front page here on Mutthead every single Sunday. Now, for those that don't know what this series is about, this is about taking pain points of the game and making it better for you guys. Not necessarily about posting advanced tips and tricks here on the front page of Mutthead, but just taking areas of the game that you guys might struggle with and giving you some basic ideas of how to counter those things. So today, naturally, with Madden 20, our first video is going to be tips to help you guys stop the run. Now, we're going to show you a couple of tips here today. The first one that we're going to talk about is the quarterback spy against the run. Now, if you guys are interested in more advanced tips and tricks, make sure you guys check out our website, playbook.gg. It is a sister site of mutthead.com. I run the content over there along with AntCap24 from Playbook. And we also have our YouTube channel, youtube.com/playbook.gg. So if you guys don't want to go to the website, you can also find free tips and tricks on our Playbook GG YouTube channel. So let's go ahead and get started with today's tip. This is going to be the QB spy, and this could be done from any defense. This is something that is a universal concept. It will make any defense better at stopping the run. So we've all been there. We've all struggled with stopping the run this year. So what I wanted to do here in this video is we're going to go ahead and show you obviously something with two tight ends on the field. You run the ISO. Dive run blocking is really good, right? And sometimes you just think, man, I need a little bit more help up the middle. This is something that I'm struggling. I'm not shooting the right gap. My opponent maybe has a better run stick than I do. And, you know, you end up in a spot where you just can't stop these ISO calls with these heavy alignments on the field. We've all been there, and that's fine. What we're going to do here is we're going to show you what the quarterback spy can do to help you out. So a lot of players think that the quarterback spy is basically just something to counter a mobile quarterback, somebody with the escape artist like a Lamar Jackson, a Steve Young, Michael Vick. Andrew Luck's item has escape artist. We've all been there, and we know that it's something that you can try. However, many don't know that quarterback spies really help in the run game. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you the run fit here for the defense. If we take a look at this, this is a 8-man run fit. You've got basically the 3 linemen, the 3 linebackers, the nickel corner, and then because of the alignment of the offensive formation, the outside defensive back is playing the run here. But what you see up the middle is you basically just have one inside linebacker trying to play the inside gaps. And we saw in the last play that that could be a real pain because that left side cutback was there. So what we're going to do here is we're going to add the safeties who are not in the run fit into our run fit by putting them into quarterback spies. Now, when we take a look at the previous replay, when you watch the safeties, watch how they both step back and outside. Now, I'm actually clicked onto the right safety, but you can see the left safety. His first steps at the snap are to drop deep back into the outside away from the line of scrimmage. And against the run, you obviously want him to recognize that and go attack the run. But it's all about your run fit. If they're not in the run fit, they're not going to do that. Now, I want you to compare that to, say, this example right here, where I'm going to go ahead and snap the ball. And I want you to watch what Eddie Jackson does on this play. So I'll go ahead and click off. I'm going to click onto a nose tackle here, and we'll show you the play. So now when we run this, first step for Eddie Jackson is down into that gap. And lo and behold, both of the safeties that we spied are meeting the ball carrier about 1.5 yards, 2 yards past the line of scrimmage. So we take a look at the film here. You see how both those safeties played downhill, filled those gaps, and that same lane that we hit for about 10, 15 yards on the previous snap, we're now making contact with the ball carrier with players that weren't even involved in the run fit. So this is something that you can do in any defense to help out your run defense overall. My recommendation is usually go to a man coverage based scheme with this, because with you playing your deep responsibility players in spies, there's no help over the top. So you don't really want to be sitting in zone coverage underneath where if somebody runs a streak, they can get open for a one-play score. You will at least kind of want to have man coverage on them to help out with this tip. So we'll go ahead and go right back to something else here. We'll go ahead and show you a different defense against that same run. So as I said, this could be done out of any formation. So you know, if you're one of those stubborn players that sits back in the big dime 2-3-6 will, and your whole game is that you want to, stay with lots of DBs on the field, and you just want to try your hardest to jam up the middle, you could go ahead and do this out of one of these sets as well. I mean, obviously you're still man under, so if there's a man beater over the top, you can still get beat. But now you can kind of see how when you run this, at least a weak run defense, you're getting your safeties involved. You're still going to give up your 5-6 yards on these carries more often than not. But you do have the ability for those safeties to play downhill. Now, my recommendation with this type of defense is to find defenses that you are comfortable with that have players that are not in the run fit. This could be a little bit tough sometimes. I think 2-man under is clearly the best way to run this because you're going to man up every eligible receiver with the 5 underneath defenders. And then you're going to have your safeties playing the spy, and you can control one of the safeties over the top if it's a pass. Otherwise, it's just a great run defense that just adds 2 players that weren't originally in the run fit into that run fit. Now, I think the spy thing is really good at stopping the middle run. But, if somebody wants to run stretch and outflank you, sometimes that'll happen as well. So I wanted to go ahead and do the second part of this video to teach you guys a small tip. This is something that is a little bit more advanced, and it would not make a whole heck of a lot of sense. But we're going to go ahead and try to explain this to you here. So what I'm going to do is we're going to show you a play called pinch dog to press. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try to stop an outside run here, some sort of stretch call. Let's see if we can go ahead and find one. So let's go ahead and go stretch alert bubble. This will be an example that we could show. Now, what I want to do here is I want to try to show you what you could do to kind of get your inside linebackers to scrape on outside runs. So we've all been there where, they're running the stretch to the right side, and you want this player right here to make the play. You want him to get outside, crash down, and set that hard edge, right? Well, we've all been there where that doesn't happen. So we are running towards Khalil Mack. He has 99 overall, but you'll probably see that they're not going to stop this. Yeah, we're able to get to outside. And actually, the inside linebacker does a good job of getting out there. But sometimes you're put in a situation where you don't have a good play recognition inside linebacker. They're not doing that for you. So one thing that you can do, and this will actually help you out against RPOs, is you can put your inside linebackers into hard flats. So flick the right stick to the right on both of them. And then what you do is you end up pass committing. I know that sounds crazy, but when you pass commit, what ends up happening is players will get a disregard for their run fit. And what they're going to end up doing is they're going to play their hard flat. And because you pass commit, they run as hard as they can to that side to get into their hard flat. And then it kicks into them and they realize, oh, it's a run call. And because they're out there in the flat, they're going to stop the outside run better. So I'll kind of show you what I mean here. So you see how that guy gets all the way to the outside. Now this stretches the run out much differently, where it actually helps your defense kind of stop the run to the outside a little bit better. So this is something that you can do out of, I like to do it honestly out of some defenses that are more like cover 3, because if they're running a stretch, what you can end up doing is take your inside linebacker to the side of the stretch and go ahead and pass commit, and then you could spy your center fielder. Now I would go ahead and user this guy right here, so that way if it's a pass, I can get back into center field and defend the pass. But if it's a run call, you're just going to scrape, and then you're going to have this spy that's going to fill the inside lanes. So what you end up getting essentially is this guy firing hard to the outside. Our user fills this responsibility, and the spy comes down and fills this responsibility while pass committing. It's a pretty nice thing to do. It'll work, and when it works, it feels so great because you feel like you're really gaming right here. You're scheming your adjustments in very well. So you see right here, see how that ends up being the guy who makes the tackle on that play because we pass committed. It's just a great little thing that you can do. I like this particular tip out of cover 3 because what ends up happening is when we pass commit, this player on the RPO plays the bubble. So you don't have to worry about them crashing to the inside and giving up that RPO away. He's going to go ahead and play his pass assignment, which is perfect in this situation. This guy, because he's being pass committed to the hard flat, is going to be out there waiting on that stretch to the outside. This guy right here, Clinton Dix, is going to spy and fill the inside cutback, and then our user on the backside is responsible for the deep middle third if they pull out and decide to pass. So what this will do against RPOs is do a really darn good job of slowing this down. You see how it just sets an edge, filters the run back into our spy. We didn't even have to make a user play there on this run to have great success. So this is something that you're going to be able to do from any defense. It doesn't matter if you're a 3-4 guy, a 4-3 guy. I mean, look how beautiful this is. Again, once again, this is a pass commit. So we have the RPO on the backside stuffed. We've got our inside linebacker flying to the outside. He sets an edge to the point where you can't cut outside anymore. You see that our user is also pursuing to the outside. Now the ball carrier computer has nowhere to cut back but to the inside into the waiting arms of our quarterback spy that we showed you to start the video that filters and stops the inside run. And again, that center fielder is not part of the run fit in a cover 3. So we go ahead and show that to you again here. We take a look at the run fit. Nowhere in this left or right is this player, Clinton Dix, in the run fit. So again, if you're facing those RPO stretches from single back, cover 3 is the way to go against this. You're going to go cover 3. You're going to pass commit. You're going to spy the center fielder, and you're going to play on this linebacker. And if they run that ball to the outside, boom, you're just going to scrape around. You see how this ends up right there. We actually had our linebacker that fired to the outside. He was free. He kind of got tripped up, it looked like. But we had bodies, even though we were pass committing on a run call. So you see this looks really good. I mean, they're running the stretch with the idea to get out wide. We've got 2 guys outside that are not going to allow them to run that stretch. But you can see right here is without the trip and fall animation from Trevathan, you're in a really good spot to stop this run. I mean, there's no way that they're going to be able to live on the stretch call if you play this style defense. Now, again, you look to the backside, you see that center fielder crashing down to fill. They try to cut back to the inside. You see exactly who's there to make this play. You've got the user, the free safety spy, and our forced defender all there to make this play. We're just out here putting bodies on the ball carrier, and that's all it's ever been about. So hopefully these tips are going to help you improve your run defense. If you guys are really struggling with the dives, safety spies from cover 2 man are a great tip. If you guys are struggling with the stretch and especially the RPO to the backside added on, you saw what cover 3 with the pass commit with the hard flat can do for you. So if you guys have any questions for content next week, please let us know. We'll make sure that we go ahead and try to incorporate videos into Zan's Corner to help you guys, improve with areas of the game that you're struggling with, whether it's, stopping a scrambling quarterback or beating a specific coverage cell with a specific concept. We could go ahead and do that for you. So let us know what you guys thought about the video. I'm excited to bring these back here to muthead.com, and we'll see you guys next week. If you like this video, check out one of the videos on your screen right now. And for more in-depth analysis, visit www.playbook.gg for detailed game plans written by pro Madden players. Master the game with playbook.gg.